Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. We'll be looking at the all-time Moncton Wildcats team in NHL 21. So I made up a team of all Moncton Wildcat alumni from the QMJHL, the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, in the CHL, of course. My hometown team, the Moncton Wildcats. So it's going to be a lot of players on this team that I grew up watching. There are a few players that would have been on the team that either aren't available or recently retired. We'll talk about that later on. I'm going to be doing these videos once in a while, so looking at all-time teams, alumni. Next up will be the Halifax Mooseheads, of course, the rival of the Moncton Wildcats. So if you guys enjoy, do leave a like. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new as well. Hit the notification bell to get notified whenever new videos go live. Without further ado, let's look at the all-time Moncton Wildcats. So here's the team. They're probably not going to win the Stanley Cup. They're not exactly a high-powered team. It's very difficult to take players from one team unless they've been absolutely dominant and fill in a full competitive roster in the NHL. Although the first line is very good. So we have Philippe Danault, Brad Marchand, and Connor Garland. I remember Connor Garland from when he played with the Moncton Wildcats a few years ago. And I'm not sure if it's going to show his stats. It doesn't, but he had 128 points one year and then 129 the next. He was absolutely dominant. He's very good with the Arizona Coyotes right now. Philippe Danault, of course, center with the Montreal Canadiens. Brad Marchand, one of the best players in the league right now. Second line is going to be Gabriel Book, Ivan Barbashev, and Zach McEwen. Now, playing with Ivan Barbashev, they had Dmitry Yaskin, who was formerly of the Blues and the Capitals. Unfortunately, he's no longer in the NHL now. We have Steve Bernier and Raj Johnson and Marek Hrivic. So this is a bit of a grinder, tough line. And then we have a couple of former Wildcat young players. At the bottom, we have Alexander Havanov, Benoit Olivier Groux, and Jacob Pelletier. So last year, they were absolutely on fire. Last year, Moncton was one of the best teams in all of Canada. They were one of the favorites to win the President's Cup and maybe even the Memorial Cup. Of course, unfortunately, the season got cut short. They were first in the conference for a majority of the year. They were absolutely dominant. Havanov finished with like 99 points. It was 1 off of 100. Pelletier and Groux, they made a bunch of acquisitions during the year as well, which were great. Defense, we have Keith Yandel and Jason Demers. They actually have a +3, making that first defensive pairing very strong. Then we have David Savard. Now, I wasn't actually able to fill in the defense, so I have Mathieu Olivier there as a winger playing defense, but I mean, he's a grinder. He's got very good defensive skills, so hopefully it'll work out. Bottom pairing, Brandon Gormley and Jordan Spence. He was part of that team last year as well. And in goal, now we only have one goaltender to play for the Moncton Wildcats, the other being from Moncton. So in goal, we actually have Louis Domingue, who's going to be our starter, and Calvin Pickard. He's not a former Moncton Wildcat, but he's from Moncton, New Brunswick, so he's from the city. I thought I'd throw him in there. I would have put Corey Crawford, but he recently retired, so unfortunately he's no longer in the game for us to get. Power play, we have Connor Garland, Philippe Danault, Brad Marchand, Yandel, and Savard. So the 5 base players on the team, a +1. McEwen, Barbashev, Book, Demers, and Spence as the second pairing. Moncton Wildcats have won 2 President's Cups, no Memorial Cup yet. They won in 05-06 and also 09 and 2010. They have some very good players on those teams, of course, like Brad Marchand, Keith Yandel, just to name a few. They were pretty stacked. So this franchise mode is not necessarily going to be to try win a Stanley Cup. Of course, the team isn't as strong, but I just wanted to throw in all the players of the team and just celebrate the Moncton Wildcats players that made it to the NHL. Scratch, we have Martin Carson. Some of them went to Europe. The KHL, even if those players were in the game, could have access to it. And I wanted to do the jerseys as well, so I'm going to show you guys that on the screen. I'm going to compare the real life jerseys to the jerseys in the game. So their logo, I took the Florida Panthers logo because it's the closest thing to the actual Wildcat logo. Now, these are the home jerseys. I found that the jerseys came out pretty nice with what EA has to give to edit them. Here's the away jerseys. Those 2 jerseys in real life are some of my favorites, like in all of hockey, not just like QMJHL. I really like how bright they are. There's Brad Marchand. He is wearing the C. Wearing the C is Brad Marchand. He's the best player of the Moncton Wildcats alumni for sure on this team. We have Connor Garland and Keith Yandel wearing the A's. So we have a record of 2-5-0 after the preseason. We're not expecting this team to be very good, but again, it's more of a celebration of the players that made it to the NHL on my hometown team, Moncton Wildcats. Just to see a team put together with them, just see how good it can be. Maybe they'll make the playoffs as a wild card, never know. So we're at the trade deadline. We have a record of 21, 36, and 6. So we're not doing good. But I mean, they won over 20 games so far at the trade deadline. So they have that. Suddenly the rest of the year, just see what our record is going to be and see which players did the best on our team. Alright, so we finished with a record of 29, 46, and 7. So we almost had 30 wins. We're actually last in the division. Now, last year, the Moncton Wildcats finished the season with 50 wins, 13 losses, 1 loss in overtime, 101 points, only behind the Sherbrooke Phoenix. So in terms of stats, Alexander Hovanov finished the year with 99 points, 32 goals. That was in 51 games. Jacob Palte and Jeremy McKenna had both 82 points in 57 games. McKenna having 40 goals in 57 games. I mean, they had Benoit Olivier Groux, they have Gabriel Fortier, Mika Sia, Zachary Leroux, Jordan Spence. Going down the list, they had Jared McKaysey, Olivier Rodrigue in goal, which is a prospect of the Oilers. They had, I believe, 8 or 9 prospects of the NHL that were drafted or playing signed to an AHL deal. So I mean, they were absolutely dominant. It was so fun to go there and just watch them win. And the atmosphere at the Avenir Center was packed building. Very cool. It is in downtown Moncton. I remember one game, Alexis Lafrenière and Rimouski Oceanic played in Moncton. Jacob Peltier scored the overtime goal. Building erupted. It was amazing just to see Lafrenière and win in overtime. So a couple of pretty cool memories there I have with the Moncton Wildcats. So let's look at the points. So Marchand had 39 goals, 79 points. It's pretty cool to know that, like, I see these guys like Brad Marchand, Keith Yandel, Connor Garland, Dano, Corey Crawford. I mean, some big names in the NHL play. Yandel, 68 points, very good year for him. Garland, 59, 21 goals, 22 goals for Dano. The Mercer, both Barbashev, and then it goes pretty quickly down. And then looking at goaltending, starts with Peacock. Of course, Moncton native, not necessarily Moncton Wildcat alumni. 1933, the main 10 and 15. Didn't have a 910 save percentage or a 317 goals against, so definitely not. Let's take a look at the rest of the league. Jack Eichel went off, 123 points, 39 goals. McKinnon with 55 goals, 120. McDavid just 99, just missing up on 100. Draisaitl had 50 goals. Crosby 94. Victor Olsen had a fantastic year for Buffalo. Must have been playing with Hall and Eichel probably. There's Hall right there. Matthews had 55 goals, so he looks like he's going to be sharing the Rocket Richard Trophy with Nathan McKinnon. That's pretty cool. Austin Matthews, by far the favorite to win it this year, the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy. Just on fire, scoring every game. He's on like point per game pace as of a few days ago. It's absolutely insane. In goal, Henrik Lundqvist. I seen that he recently started skating again. I saw a post on social media today, so very happy for the King. Hopefully he stays healthy and can get back on the ice in the NHL soon, hopefully. Gibson, 41 wins as well. Grubauer, Bobrovsky, Bishop, Anderson, Holtby. The usual suspects there. As for defense, John Carlson over a point per game as a defenseman and a plus 23. Just hand him the Norris right now. Now, taking a look at rookies just for fun, see who led the league. Wow, Lafrenière and Kaprizov, 1 point difference from those two. Stützle with 23, Suter, Cousins, McEwen, a pretty good rookie race. 3 rookies with over 50 points, but Stützle with 23 goals, he may win the Calder. I'm going to take a look at the awards quickly after that as well. That's a look at the rookie goaltending. So let's simulate, see who won the cup, and look at the awards. Now, my next video is going to be with the Halifax Moosehead. With the cornerstone of that team, the Mooseheads had Nathan McKinnon. They had him and Jonathan Drouin at the same time. That team has some firepower offense. I can tell you that right now. You guys will not want to miss that one. So still late to the draft, see who won the cup. Alright, so the Anaheim Ducks actually win the Stanley Cup. I'm even wearing the hat. I was not expecting that, to be honest. Like, I'm wearing the Ducks hat, as you guys can see. I just thought it was I just love that logo. It is my favorite classic logo in the NHL. And they win the Stanley Cup. I guess it was meant to be. Rochester Americans win the Calder Cup. There you go. Now I'm going to take a look at the individual awards. And guys, let me know in the comments below. I would love to see suggestions on which teams you want to see next. If it's teams from the OHL, from the WHL, maybe alumni from a certain league. Let me know. I'd love to hear suggestions because I'm open to all different ideas. So the Ducks actually swept the Philadelphia Flyers. They went through Dallas, Vancouver in 7. They swept the Predators. The Flyers went through Pittsburgh, they went to Washington and Buffalo. There you go. Now taking a look at the awards, the President's Trophy actually went to the Washington Capitals, and the Ducks beat the Flyers in the final. Eichel wins the Art Ross. The Hart goes to McKinnon, who's going to be, of course, in our next video. James Norris goes to John Carlson. Lady Byng to McKinnon as well. Stützle wins the Calder, very well deserved. Conn Smythe to John Gibson, of course. He must have carried that Ducks team. Vezina goes to Hart. Anderson gets to William M. Jennings. Bill Masterton to Murphy. Jack Adams to the Wild coach. Selke goes to Patrice Bergeron, no surprise there. Ted Lacy to Nathan McKinnon. The Maurice Richard shared by Matthews and McKinnon, the two of the three big M's, as they say, McKinnon, McDavid, Matthews. Yeah, that was a pretty fun video. I mean, a lot of players that played for the Wildcats. It was fun to go through and memories of those players. I went through the list online, and some of these I kind of forgot played for the Wildcats. That played a while ago when I was young. I remember I actually spoke with Marc-Andre Fleury briefly. I had a birthday party at the Wildcats game. I was probably 10 or a bit younger than 10 years old, and he was playing for Cape Breton Screaming Eagles at the time, and he was warming up. We had a party like at a hall next to their warm-up location. I was talking to him in a few seconds. It was pretty cool. I knew back then Fleury was going to be a star, and he went up to win some Stanley Cup. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.